Hello, everyone. This is the Messy Unicorn. This is Unicorn Palace or Gothic Unicorn Palace. I'm thinking of just calling it Goth Palace, but it's obviously a Unicorn Palace. Oops, an exception alert. Um, there are unicorn tapestries and unicorn statues in certain places. This is an amethyst floor I got off of CurseForge. It comes in a variety of marble colors and stone colors. I just imagine that it's amethyst because that's expensive. And this is the ballroom. I did a lot of furnishing off camera because if I tried to furnish it on camera, it would take too long and it would be like a 5 hour thing. And just furnishing this took all day, all day. So we have the noble latrines, we have the back hallway behind the throne room, we have a diamond shaped throne room. These thrones came from Mod the Sims, but I will replace them with the new ones that come with the pack, the royalty pack. I have castle, these castle dining tables come from Simverses or CXTA also has them. They might be in Galley. Let me check. I believe I can check. And the chairs are Oh My Goth from chairs from I think Severinka. Um some of my things are blocked out. Oh, there they go, they're loading. It's a Ingeli Castle dining table, 1 by 5. So 5 chairs fit along one side, one fits on either end, giving you a seating for 11 normally. But since I did this, I only sat 20 chairs. My brain is not working. But because I'm tired and I have been trying to get my save file to work. My math brain is not working and I'm regretting it now. Yes. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 2, that would be 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. It's 22. And you can all laugh at me, I don't care. So it sees 22. I put the Moroccan lanterns on here because I wanted to illustrate something. This is for me, the Horsetown area is one of the places in Tredonia, and in from the medieval Sims game, and I imagine this is Tredonia and they have a much more lavish castle than the Queen of Adrasia does, which would be the queen that I would play to for the Southern Kingdom. And I imagine that Adrasia and Tredonia were an island, and I wanted the Goths to rule Tredonia, and I wanted the Adrasians to be ruled by a sim that had my personality, but not my looks. She has my personality, my name, not my looks. She is in the save file, but she might not be there once I'm done getting it built. She might be elderly, because I'm trying to start a lineage with her, so Literally, I would be one of the king or queen's ancestors, according to um what would happen if I was a king or queen. I kind of like that idea of starting a lineage that way. So, and I'm sure a lot of people find that interesting too. Um, so over here's the breakfast room. It's dark and gothic. It's very like the Goth family to have a black breakfast room. I thought that's funny. And they have these beautiful mirrors everywhere. It's not precisely as medieval as it could be, but the kitchen really, really is. Um, and then the pantry back here has the nectar making stuff, and these are um, functional mills by Ice Munmun. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but they allow you to make your own flour. And this allows you to make the lemon juice for the cheese and other recipes. And also, you can make whatever juices or liquids that you download. It works interchangeably with Brazen Lotus. So, if you have Brazen Lotus mods and you use the liquid press, you can. I think the liquid press actually is Brazen Lotus, but I'm not remembering. Let me check. Well, it's not exactly oh yeah, it is telling me. Yeah, it is Brazen Lotus. So, so like many people who are tired, I do not have very much energy right now, but I'm gonna try make this video for you as good as possible, and I'm gonna show you around what I did. Um, I did have the waterfalls, like I said. I hope they function correctly. There's a lake down here with fish in it, pre-stocked. There is an interesting trick that you can do to get a lake to be pre-stocked with some basic fish that you can fish for and have your Sims eat. Is you type in um bb dot unlock hidden objects and then enter, and then you go to pond objects and you find these. They look just like the regular ones that you can stock the pond with yourself, where there's no fish in it to start, but these make sure the second variety that says pre-stocked on it, make sure that you have fish already in your pond. I will be spraying down a kind of a path here. That's how they get in the castle in the main entrance. There's swans up here to look pretty, but right now you can't see them because there's nobody in the castle. The castle did get kind of, I think the file was corrupt with the royal family because they wouldn't load, so I had to delete them after I saved them to my library, and I'll just put them back in here because I really didn't get that much progress with them. I was just building while they were here. This is the library. It's separate from most of the other parts of the castle. This is the basement or lowest level of the castle. And then we go up here. There's an indoor garden that's completely sealed in from the weather. So they have oranges. It's like an orangery and mangoes planted in here. The reason why the rules are different with my Adrasian playthrough is Adrasia's located, it's orientated north to south, so it has access to the tropics. It's very close to Hawaii. It has access to tropical fruits, spices from India. They constantly trade with India, Japan, and China, but they're like the make believe sim versions of those places. So, I don't know what to call them yet. I haven't made up those kingdoms, but I was going to use the the snowy escape pack and make like the Asian country that they can trade with. And then I was going to choose one of the other worlds to try and make like an Indian inspired place, or a Hawaiian inspired place would obviously be Sulani. And this is really gonna be an interesting save file because I have all the packs. I have, except for a few kits, and I have a lot of mods in here. So this is kind of hard to attain unless you've been playing for a while. I wouldn't recommend it for somebody just starting out because you would have to spend a lot of time downloading packs and CC for days. So I'm not really sure. I've been communicating with some individuals that could possibly help me list the CC to make it easier. I'm still not sure how to do that. I'm very much still learning and still trying to come up with ways to make CC lists with was it, it's, I forget what it's called, and everything's slipping my mind now because I'm so focused on this castle and getting a look at it. So, yeah, so when this Adrosian save file comes out, it's gonna have all my own builds, and I've designed a couple inns, a couple taverns, one tavern that's in Chestnut Ridge, which is actually Tredonia. I have to rename the world, get the rename world mod. Um, I'm going to probably remove the the tavern that I downloaded, even though it's perfect. It's on a 20 by 20 lot and it's absolutely adorable, but I don't want to infringe on anybody, so I don't really want to hurt anybody's feelings either. So I'm probably going to have to ask them or message them, "Hey, can I put your build in the save file?" And I did sort of ask them, I did sort of tell them, "Hey, this is perfect for what I'm looking for." Um, but I have to check with them again, see if it's okay. So this is the next level up. So we have the first level, ground level, and then we have, this is the what would be called the first floor in England or other countries. In America, we call it the second floor because we count the ground floor as the first floor. So it kind of confuses people when people say different things like that without explaining, but I try to explain it so people understand. Um, Out here's the courtyard. So it has the Swan Lake and it has a formal garden with a place for children to play, royal children, hopefully. And I forgot to show the stables. Since there is already a riding arena over here for practicing, so I don't have to buy jumps. I don't have to buy barrels. And I don't need space for a pasture because it's already built into this estate, which makes, in my opinion, the Red Run Field probably the best place to put a castle. Um, So next level up, and we obviously have a finished Monarch Suite, almost, except for this room and the bathroom. And let me try to enter it this way. So it's very goth, it's very, red, black, and gold, and silver. Sienna's pregnant, so she will be having her babies here. And I wanted to use expensive furniture. So these wardrobes are by Severinka, I believe, and they're Oh My Goth Severinka wardrobes from the bedroom set she made. And then there's these other dressers that go with it, and this dresser that goes with it. These are royal bassinets that sims4 has made. The tailor and carpenter um person from that's also on Patreon. So you can get these off of Patreon, the Sim, Tailor and Carpenter, or on CurseForge. And this is a royal rug. You type in TRC and these will pop up, as well as some Victorian items. So so these round rugs are absolutely stunning and they really make the room. And this is an Evie rug, I believe. Let me look. Ye medieval Evie Florian rugs. So 755 simoleons. This is a grand fireplace by sims4. And these silver candle stands and matching lamps are by Mod the Sims. They're I think they're from Sims 2 or Sims 3. Lightum candelabrum florum. Supposed to sound like a saying in Latin, which is hilarious. And of course, you go out this way, and there's a walkway here, and then they get direct access to the garden. That's the way this is designed. I wanted them to be very close to the garden, very easy to walk around and get to the horses. So to do that, they only have to go through this door here. And then they go down here, go down those stairs, and the horses are right out the door. So that I wanted this to be like a convenient design for pedestrian travel or being on your feet and not having to walk for miles and miles. Over here is the servants' quarters. Put the walls down. Actually, the servants' quarters would be down here. This right here would be a nanny's quarters or a butler's quarters. So technically is servants. Staff are here, main staff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. And then we start over here. We have the apothecary suite for doctoring up somebody and getting them well again. Then we have a guest suite here for an important sim. And then we have another guest suite here. I'm debating on whether to make this a princess's suite or not. There is already another baby that they had before. Her name is Christina. Princess Christina will need her own room soon. This is a large apartment up here that's really well lit. It has a view of the stables and the lake below it, and it has a large bathroom. I think this would be suitable for her when she's older. And we have this suite here, which is a suite of 3 rooms and a stone floor next to across from the nanny. So next level up, we have the nursery. It's purple, of course. I couldn't resist. But I love that it and I couldn't resist putting this in here because it's so goth. This bat toy or stuffed bat toy from the vampire pack. Um I loved using the vampire wallpaper. In my mind, in Andrasia, there's a huge silk industry. They're always trading silk with China and Japan and India. So the Andrasians have taken to covering their walls in silk wallpaper. And it allows me to, bend the rules a little bit with medieval gameplay and have really nice wallpaper. So the rule is it has to look kind of like a silk, and this kind of does. So, and there is like silk coverings that you can use that you can download from different modders that probably say silk wallpaper, but I don't remember what those are right now. I think I saw one a while back and I can't remember it. And I don't know if I still have it. So we will put the walls down here. I took out some of the modern things out of the bathroom. I changed my mind. So I will be furnishing the rest of this on camera now, and I have a couple more things to show you before I get to that. This would be either a painting room, a rectory, which is like a recreation room, I believe, or I might be wrong. Hopefully, I'm not. Because rectory for me makes sense to call it a recreation room, but I have no clue. Um, this could be a good chapel as well. It's very beautiful when the walls are all the way up and the roof is up. It, and as you can see, the castle is just stunning. So, I'm hoping to get this done in a couple days and then use the Goths for the lineage challenge or ancestry challenge for the game and get it done. I would also ask that if it's possible to get a prison tower that is white instead of gray. It kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. It literally does. And it needs to be a little more, needs to be a version that's a little more refined looking. I was meaning to ask Lazy Nymph about that for different versions of the prison tower that can match different castles like this. And I used Cowboy Bebop's Castle Kit expansion pack, which is a CC pack that allows you to have larger, taller archways, decorations on the walls, and it doesn't come with any windows and doors, but it does come with a lot of archways and different wall decorations, and I think it adds something to it because look at these archways. They go all the way up to the ceiling. That really dresses it up. I also used Felix Zandersim's Schwarn set and a Gothic Revival set. I used now for the in-game stuff, I used Romantic Gardens so far, the Fairy Pack, a lot of Sim versus stuff, and for the kitchen, and a bunch of other things I think that I could go through later on. But for now, I'm going to try to get a good look at this from every angle so you can see it. not look gorgeous against the mountains. Um, it's really stunning. Okay, so we will get to building. Now I think I need to start with the nursery bathing room and toileting room. I think they need something to function here, so I'm just gonna kind of talk minimally while I do this. This is by ZXTA. It's a Tridonian bathtub. It's one of the best bathtubs you can get, but it's not off grid. So you do need the natural well lot trait in order to have it. But it's very comfortable for the Sims, and I do love it. There is a royal bathtub by ZXTA and a bunch of other things that they make for royalty game playthrough is really nice. So my favorite toilet is by Mariah M. This chamber potty toilet thing is great for even up to Victorian times. It's her part of the bathroom set that they make, and it's pretty comfortable for them. So it's function off grid too, which is nice. And I think I want to do that. And I think for the sink, we'll do a royal sink by Ngeli. And I think that's all they need except for lights and a carpet. To let you know about some parts of history, there were the ability to make tiles. Tiles were expensive in the medieval times, but the tiles were always readily available throughout history. After all, look at places like Italy and the old palaces that still exist in Spain. There's tons of tile all over them. And yeah, just a moment, I need a drink. So this is my attempt to help with my dry mouth. So we are attempting to find a carpet now. I think I want something kind of round. And to give you a heads up, like when you download the TRC carpets and you think they're going to be expensive, you'll be shocked because they actually cost 0 simoleons. I think they should set these carpets as being high value items and have them be not as not as low priced, and even have them have a an aesthetic setting so that they add to the aesthetic value of the house. Um, so I'm going to put the red and blue one in here because it matches the tile on the walls. I'm going to use Alt key to center it in front of the bathtub. Maybe move it back a little bit. There's something I need to tell you about fires in The Sims. If you put something close to the fireplace, it will catch on fire. That's why you have to keep everything at least one tile away. Wood, fabric, all those things will eventually catch fire if you leave it in front of the fireplace. It's the same as holding a stick in front of a campfire. It catches fire because it gets hot, and it dries out. So if you've ever been to camp and you did that, that's why. And I got burned that way. So I learned very early, don't put things in front of the fireplace. Don't leave your food in the fire too long to cook. It doesn't work. It's not a good idea. So The Sims works realistically in the same way. If I were to put the carpet like this, it would catch on fire pretty quick. So that's why you have to keep it in mind that this is a slightly more realistic engine when it comes to fires and the way they burn. And that's why I put tile in here. Tile is safer than wood, and I'd rather have living Sims than a burned up castle. So, oh, well, yeah. So, and a burned up castle usually means not living Sims. So I'm going to put some lights in here, probably the same ones that I already have in this nursery would do. That one of these iron chandeliers. I think I only need one. Yeah, just need one. And over here is looking a little shadowy, so I'm gonna put I'm going to put I hear, about some people on other channels having problems with fires, and that's why I wanted to say that. Also, I know that um, if anybody downloaded my residential rental, the Medieval Fishing and Market Village, you can't plant or mess with someone else's property. It's just like a regular village where each rental property belongs to the person that they're renting, which means their yard and their garden belong to them too. And the barns are separated into parts where they're like where each there's a couple stalls, a cow stall and a horse stall that belongs to each of the homes, and it's a shared barnyard. So I wanted to just mention that in case anybody did download it for their decades challenge and they got confused on how it was used. Because you get the temptation to want to plant in your neighbor's yard and it will mess up your game. So because it will say you're doing something inappropriate, or the this the game won't accept it or won't let you, and you'll think it's broken when it's not. Also, placing things near a fire is really bad. So a bunch of things could happen. So, you know, I'm referring to someone I dearly, dearly care about. That's Cosmic Hippie. I've been watching her series and I love her. But shout out to her and everything. She made me want to try to build a save file that was like sort of like hers, but mine is more modified. Mine is slightly different, actually a lot different, because I guess I built very detailed and elaborate castles, and she to my knowledge hasn't built any large castles like this one, like Unicorn Palace. But she could, because she's a very talented builder. And I just want to give a shout out to her because she's amazing. So, but I also want to say, if Cosmic Hippie does see this video, she is welcome to use any of my palaces. Very, very welcome. very welcome to use any of my Berger or um, medieval, my medieval peasant homes as well. So now that that is furnished, I think I want to move on to this. I think I want to use bronze candle holders and put them right now. I don't have move objects on, so bear with me. But it's very possible to not use move objects. This is the family room, which is this room that overlooks the monarch's porch is what I call this, is the monarch's ledge or monarch's porch. It's right outside the monarch suite. And we have a large marble room. We need a carpet to go in here, so thinking something large and rectangular. Now, these are fairy core rugs by Sinatra, and they have unicorns on them. That's why I downloaded them in the first place. They are pretty large, so they might actually work. Yeah, I think this might be good. So, and see the unicorns is just absolutely adorable with the foxes and this. I think this is a peafowl or probably a pheasant. Probably a pheasant. Dragonfly. A wild ocelot. That looks like an ocelot to me. It might be something else. I don't know, but you can give me a comment and see what you think. Ocelots are a type of cat, and they look kind of like this with spots with big ears. And they're a type of wild cat. They're kind of, I don't know if they're endangered anymore, but they were when I was younger. Um Another dragonfly. I think that's a monkey right there. So it's interesting. Here's a deer and here's a squirrel. So you can spot all sorts of animals in this. And then this one has three swatches. Um there's a green swatch that's pretty interesting. I think I might change it to the green actually. I wanted to kind of illustrate that um, Tridonia is an Andrasian annexed territory. So there is this unicorn symbolism carried around in Unicorn Palace because basically this palace belongs to Andrasian royalty, and the Goths live here because they're on assignment, and they are ruling as client kings, or nomarchs, as you would say in ancient Egyptian history. And they are, and my sim, who's a queen, is actually an empress because she has annexed territories with rulers under her. So that's how that system with having more than one world belonging to the same monarch works. Um, Comfort. So I want to have the gilded set in here. This is the gilded set, sofa niche gilded Ingeli TSM. It's pretty awesome. Um, they there's an armless one, and then there's a shorter one that's not doesn't have very shorter one that has arms. I mean, Now, if I mess up my speech, that means, I'm very focused. Okay. So the Gilded set also is an entire living room set, so some, it does have some, I'm gonna type in Gilded actually, and so it all pulls up. So, there's a gilded chair, which can also be used as a throne if you designate it as a throne, I suppose. But it allows, and they're beautiful chairs. Um, I want the side table, the short one. Yes. Now, all throughout this build, you'll see that I used the regular castle kit doors and the regular windows. I don't think I used any CC windows. So shout out to Cowplant Bebop for their amazing stuff. Again, going to go ahead and put some lamps here. I think I'll use the ones from the vampire pack just because it's easier. It makes this room easier to download. There won't be too much CC in here. Okay, so this is the upstairs drawing room and play area for the children. So we do need a desk, and I'm thinking this one will be just fine. I love this thing. This is parchment paper and quill and ink. Um, I think you can get this off of CurseForge, and you can get it from a version from Jane Simstein, I think. But a lot of people know about it, so I don't know if I need to go into detail. This is the medieval stereo off grid. It explains what it does. It plays music without burning up energy. So you can have it on an off grid lot that's small or doesn't have very much power. I love it. And if you have the medieval melodies injector or the song injector, you can use it to make it play medieval music, which is great. I think that mostly works when people play with instruments, and I'm not exactly sure. I'm still experimenting with it. But I downloaded Lazy Neve's Medieval Melodies, and I'm trying to get it to work. I don't know how to do it, so I probably have to read up on that soon. Right now, I'm focused so much on building these days that I haven't done a lot of research, and I'm probably pretty much a goof and a half for not really paying attention to it. Um, but if anybody knows how to work it, please let me know. Now, this table from Gilded Dreams Coffee Table is an in-game table that, of course, that really matches this Gilded set, and I like the way they look together. It's really pretty. So, we need a chair. Here's a gilded chair. Matches the desk. In a closer view, it kind of makes it look really medieval. Okay, so oh, and these corner fireplaces save so much space. They open up the room. They really help you when you have a small space. These fireplaces come in a really small size also, and these are sizable, just like the regular fireplaces. Okay, I think I want to put a chandelier in here and some toys. Gilded chandelier. And children, toys. Most of the children in the castle already have really great toys, meaning their son who's the heir, but right now they're not in the game because earlier I mentioned I had to delete them, but when they get back in here, I want to see them using this family room all together and see if they really like it. Last time I built a castle, there was a large family room that everyone loved staying in all day. I think it was Blue Dusk, and it was the finished version of Blue Dusk. Had a large garden that they made a lot of money in, had a stable eventually, and wait, I think I'm confusing that with the Phoenix Palace, but I think I did add a stable when I eventually got the horse pack. But anyways, this family room was amazing, and they always stayed in it. So, and yeah, so we will probably need to add. This is Ingeli SEA Medieval Nursery table, the building blocks table. I'm going to put it over here next to the fire. And not too close though. It's good distance away, I think. Move it over. And some tapestries would naturally go in here, I think. Now, when you've got marble walls like this, you want to make your tapestry look like it's hanging from the ceiling, which is why I'm only going to use the long tapestries and I'm going to size them up so they go floor to ceiling. You cannot stick holes for nails in marble. Um, I'm sure lots of people know that already, but it's a challenge. For people with marble walls, I'm sure they can't really. Oh, I love that. They can't really, and I can't see everything I have. Oh, that's pretty. Church painting. On this huge tapestry here. These are pretty awesome. This would work, but it's too big. It's not going to fit anywhere. Horses. I have some petite Trianon stuff. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's been a while since I studied French. So, And my stuff's not loaded in, so obviously you can tell that I can't see anything, so I have to take each thing out individually and look at it, see what it is. Okay, so can't find the long tapestries, but I found these. Okay. I try to refrain from adding plants because that adds more packs than you actually are using. So maybe I'll just add a vase of roses from the cottage living pack. Have it be pretty minimal in here. Um, Activities and skills, creative, knitting, and sewing is very important to all peoples in the past. So I think sewing was a skill passed down for important reasons to certain people or to a lot of different people. And I enjoy sewing also. Where is the, oh, there it is. So in here, I think they need a bookshelf and they also need a, a chess table. Kind of want the gilded chess table. Where is it? The expensive one that you can't get. Oh, here it is. I think this comes with the college. No, it comes with the, sorry. It comes with the high school years pack. Um, and and I am sorry that I keep saying the wrong things, but I don't care. Um, Let me see if we can get some expensive chairs for this. Oh, that's cute. Converted from TS2 by Sims4 What does it look like? Ooh, a really rustic peasant chair. I'm gonna have to use that. Okay. It's not wanting to. There we go. But these oh my goth chairs by Seberinka, Gothic chairs. They're probably will end up being one of the most expensive chairs that you would have in your save file. And it's definitely a show of wealth to have them, but it does, I think, significantly raise your bills if you have like a whole dining room full of them like I do. But I'm planning on doing some special cheats that allow my goths to make like some interest profits or do a business where they're making interest profits and they don't have to worry about money. And to do that, you have to make them frugal and some other trait that you have to add in order to make them make money from their investments. So that's how I do that. But I've never really had to cheat that before. Usually you just have the previous generation. If I'm playing a previous generation, um, get all the way through the business career and the technology career where they do computers. And then they invest, and then their offspring will make interest off of whatever money they save during their lifetime, and they get a very large inheritance. I've done that before with one of the kings I had. I think his name was Frederick. Frederick Frederick Duskin. Um, so or no, it was not Frederick Duskin. It was Frederick something or other. I can't remember. But he was on the gallery. I took him off because EA Games or somebody took away his money, and now when I download him for some reason, he doesn't have his money or the special inheritance interest payment that he's supposed to have, and it's really annoying because I worked really hard for that and I don't like it being taken away. I think I mentioned this before. Must be my memory problem. Okay. So another thing we need in here is a bookshelf. So, um, I'm wondering where to put it. I think I need to move these lights to the side and put the bookshelves over here. Oh, the wonders of building when you are tired. Very, very fun, I'm sure. Hmm. I think I need to use a narrower bookcase, but I definitely want one of these ones for their inspirational power. If you activate the emotional aura in the bookshelves that give off emotions, it does affect your Sims. I think it automatically does it, but for those who don't know, these inspirational bookshelves, if you put enough of them in a space, they really do work. And then your Sim becomes inspired. And putting them, say they're a cook and you want to put a bookshelf in their work area where they cook, it helps make the meals better. And the reason why I sound funny because I'm having problems with my mouth. So, we need we need easels. Yes, easels. Normally I'm sarcastic and joking, but maybe I am sarcastic. Um, let me see. I'm really kind of bumbling and messy, so that's why I just kind of embrace it, you know? I make mistakes constantly. I'm always forgetting things. Um, but for some reason, I come up with really neat builds, and they might have a few flaws, like a missing trash can, but they're still good, you know? Okay, so we need a Tridonian ivory lute. That makes sense that they would have a couple of these. This one on this side. My Leia's lovely loom hasn't been working. But I'm guessing this golden harp would work. And it's really nice to have one of these. have someone playing it while the children are playing and everyone's talking. And we definitely need to find, I'm just gonna, you know, I don't want to use the kit one. Easel. Here we go. So we'll put 2 easels in here. I don't want it that close to the fire. I think that's pretty much all I can fit in here. But it looked like a large room, but it filled up fast. You want to have clear spaces around furniture for traveling. Sims like space to walk, so, and that's what you got to do. Think I didn't finish this bathroom. There we go. For an off-grid, I do want this castle to be off-grid capable, so I'm guessing I need to have a shower in here that's off-grid capable, but I'm not finding that many. This one's functional off-grid. It's a very different style from what I would want. I could use the crystalline waterfall shower, but then what am I gonna do? You know, it doesn't really match. So I'm thinking I may be stuck with using the horse pack one, which is fine. It just takes forever for them to take a shower. The bathtubs are quicker, these ones are. They take short baths in these normally. So I don't have a door to this room, to this apartment. This is another spare apartment. It would be a spare room in here. I could furnish this one. I was gonna make it into Cassandra Goss' room, but I still could actually. I don't know. I just don't think it's grand enough for the crown princess or the princess royal. I think she should have a larger apartment and be more independent, be on a different level. So I'm trying to determine. So maybe this large apartment that I mentioned earlier would be suitable. So I think I'll choose this one. Okay, so these are tapestry covered walls by Mod the Sims. They have unicorns and lions on them, obviously. And they have this beautiful scrolling and decorations all over them. In these leaves, I don't know what kind of leaves these are. If these are pomegranate or fig or what are they? And there's eagles and stag down below. So pretty much any animal that represents your family would be on them. Um, and these look like a type of medieval painted wall or tapestry wall where they would paint the walls in detailed patterns, or they'd permanently tack some tapestry to the wall almost, and it's just to cover up the stone. I kind of imagine these would be better, less expensive if they were just painted, because tapestry was extremely expensive and precious. So I I'm pretty sure this is just paint. But it does say tapestry walls. So I'm gonna go and find it. Yeah, it says TSM Tapestries converted by Historical Sims Live, which is pretty awesome. I love the different varieties that are here. There's this wood tapestry cover. There's this one with lions. Let me show you what it looks like. There's this one with lions with a unicorn on one side and a lion on the other, and the king in the center. I don't know the stories behind it. I think I need to do my research, honestly, because I don't know that much about what's the goings on with that type of tapestry. I bet it's famous, and I think it actually exists. So, really have no clue. But we're gonna try to put, this is the Gothic Revival fireplace. Um, it's pretty beautiful. It only fits on the tallest height wall. If you want a Gothic fireplace that fits on a lower wall, you want this one because it fits on a medium wall. And it's the Ingle fireplace from Mod the Sims. It's just like the Ingle fireplace that was in Sims 2 or Sims 3, I think. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm kind of giving a mod showcase while I build, so that's a pretty neat thing. So let me see. So we kind of want a really intricate carpet in here. I'm thinking one of the more expensive ones. That's really gorgeous. This would be the princess's common room or living room for her, and this is her bedchamber and bathroom. So we're going to place another type of, wonder how large this is. Yeah, this palace rug. I saw this palace rug. I think Alice Sims was using it, and I fell in love with it and tried my best to find it for a long time, and I finally found it. I found a version of these, yeah, Arcane Illusions, Jom Sims, Fairy Tale Princess rugs. Yeah, just makes sense to put that in here. And look, it matches the wall so good. So we'll start with the bedroom. Fairy Tale Princess bed must be a must. If you're wondering what that is, you're about to see. If I still have it, I think I have it. Hope it got transferred over when I did my mods file. Yes. And you want the gold bed. This is the Fairy Tale Princess bed by Arcane Illusions. It's stunning. We need a royal corner fireplace. I think these fireplaces are rated by things like the royalty mod. It can, I don't know why, but I think it can tell the difference between how your house is built and what's in it. So if you have cheap items, it becomes more like a peasant build, and that's how it judges it. And then your Sims are assigned to the rank accordingly. If you do the auto classes, where you have by cash and lot value, which is what I do. BB dot move objects. Enter. You do have to have move objects on to place one of these fireplaces, because the corner fireplaces just don't go where they should unless you place them there. But once they're there, they're there. Put the other one over here because that makes sense. I haven't done the floor in here yet. Okay, so we want storage, dressers, and I use the gilded set again in here for a seat. I think I've already used these, and pretty good dressers. For Reldon Armoire, I don't know if I want to use those because I don't think everybody has them, but this one I already have in the palace, so I'll just reuse it. The reason why I put multiple dressers is because I want to fill the space and decorate it with them. And I want kind of a look like it's a real room that's really being used and has some items in it that belong to the sim. So having more than one dresser kind of illustrates that. It makes it look like it's lived in and it's a real used space. And then we want a private bookshelf in here. I think what's cool about the Goth family is they love to read, they're very book savvy, so I want to make sure they always have some bookshelves. I think this little military bookcase would be good, but I'm looking for something that's narrow and probably intricate. I have this druid bookcase that's probably interesting. Hmm. I don't know. I'm thinking this one so she'll wake up inspired every morning. And then we need one side table. Probably this one would be good. But I want a round one. That's the thing. Not a lot of good round ones. That one's too tiny. Something substantial and round. Kind of eventually want this castle to be haunted, so maybe some stuff from the supernatural pack would be good. And I know that in my save file that, like I explained, there's close ties to Asia, so she could even have a Moroccan or, I mean, an Indian table or a Moroccan one because they also have trade with the Middle East and Africa because Adrasi is like a world trading place. So she could have this end table that's Indian. I don't know if I want to do that though. It looks beautiful in there though. This one's perfect. Okay, that'll do. It kind of matches. Um, I could also do the Magic Pack one because it matches even better. And I think that's what I'll go with. But yeah, so trading with other countries is something Andrasians are very good at. They're merchant kings and princes and princesses and queens, and even the queens, if they are born first and become sovereign of the land, they go on trading excursions in ships. So all of the family are avid sailors and ocean going people, and they have a huge navy. And they're very unique culture because they have such a close knit relationship with Asia, and they have close ties with the West because they're like right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you know? And they have like just an ongoing relationship and this made up kingdom. So I hope they get to I hope I can like further the story and just kind of build on that lore of this island that just suddenly appeared years into the future, and there's a kingdom on it, and it's like a remake of medieval times, but it's not the medieval times. It's like a futuristic setting where there's no more modern technology and people are living like they did in the Tudor time again. So that's what I was going for. So we probably need a chandelier in here again. And we want light collage. Flickering mercenary table lamp. Hmm. Functional off the grid. Oh, yeah, it comes in gold. Okay, sold on that. I think there needs to be a trunk at the end of the bed just to illustrate how much stuff the princess has. All her clothes are, a lot of her clothes are stored in here. Uh, People who are royalty didn't always keep all their clothes stored in one place, but there's all sorts of accounts of the Tudors sending for their clothes with the robe people of the robes, depending on whether they're king or queen, it would be ladies or gentlemen. They would go and retrieve their outfit for the day and bring it to them, so by the time they got up, they could be dressed. So I want to get pretty good thing going here, and I'm not really looking for it, but now I am. Oh, there it is. I like this Mirai M medieval bedroom set chest. It's awesome. It goes with any sort of bedroom arrangement and make it slightly crooked to make it look like it was messed with. And I think as you can tell, there's not much privacy in here. So I'm going to fix that. Probably need curtains of some kind in here. I'm thinking these because I already used the high school pack, so I was wondering, some pale pink ones. And I think I need to size these up. I don't know if that'll work. Nope. But I can get you you'd think it'd be easy to put a curtain on this, but it really isn't. And this doesn't come in a pale pink swatch like it should. I thought it used to have some different colors, the Get Famous stuff, but they must have changed it. I don't know if anyone remembers, or maybe I'm just crazy, but that's what I thought. Put these all the way around the room. There, that looks better. And for getting dressed, all people who are dressed by other people would need a chair. Whereas I'm not thinking because she already has one. Let me see. So we're going to use a base game item here. We're going to make this a little darker in here, a little shadowier, or, I don't know. Maybe just make different color palette in here. Orange, brown, red. This is another throne by Sursley Sims. Sursley's Tufted Armchair. It's a Tudor throne set like you had in Sims 3. Maybe this one's fit for a queen, and this is the tufted armchair for a king, but you can use them interchangeably. For me, I had two of these because I think in my main palace because I think that the monarch should be equal rulers. So the king and the queen should. So we have so I'm trying to find something, but I think I just need to use this. And she can have her ladies in waiting in here. And to fully reveal what this room looks like. I think I need to put 2 chandeliers in here. This is a Ingeli Gothic ceiling candle holder. It is off-grid, and it lights up a room really well. Probably need to put 3. Okay, if I take one out, does that make it a little bit better in here? I'm trying to judge the light, and sometimes I like to make it nighttime, so if I know if a room's still lit up at night, then it's properly lit. This is Sursley Sims Reflections by Candlelight. It's a super fancy wall sconce. And I like putting lots of candles in a room because that's what would have been done back then. They would have had enough to light the room up, but it would have been lighting still would have been limited, but at least it wasn't, if you could afford that many candles, it wasn't that dark. I've had to light my bathroom with candles, and I found that a certain number of candles was actually too bright for that small space. Okay, so we need a study area for her. Um, I'm thinking the same desk again, or maybe something different. I have the Marjorie writing desk, but I've already used the Marjorie set, so I'll just go ahead and use it. It does match the couches pretty well. I kind of want it facing this way, next to the bathroom. Not too close to this fire, though. She needs one of these also, and she needs chair for this. Um, I don't think it happened all the time, but I think sometimes people had, if you were part of the royal family, you would have an apartment, not just a room sometimes. And I like to build my palaces that way, so there's a combination of individual bedrooms with separate bathrooms, and then there's apartments with 3-room suites or 2-room suites, and it would have ensuite bathrooms in it for that reason. So, this is a Ye Medieval candles, and I think, don't really need that because there's plenty of light in here. I want to decorate a little more, so I'm thinking clutter. Someone laid some logs down there, and there's that from the peasant life set. Think a goblet. And some tea. tea set in here would actually be excellent. Hmm. I think it's under appliances, which I already know. Blue, beige, or pink and white. I think the blue, no, the beige. Actually, I think the blue would have more of a contrast in here. Would kind of be a pick-me-up in here with all this orange. And then I want some. I enjoy putting these in my save file also because they miss having a TV, but you put these in the room and they'll be fine. Couple of stags. An hourglass. And for stereo, okay. And I believe those TVs may or may not be off-grid. I can check. It doesn't say whether it's off-grid or not, as you can tell, but you know, you know. Okay. Decorations. Okay, so I want the princess mirror so she can check herself before she leaves. This princess mirror seems to have an effect on your Sims. I don't know why. Oh, that's the wrong one. It looks like it, but it's right next to this one. The vampire one is prettier, though. This is the mirror floor princess. Charisma, acting, dancing, just all the regular stuff. Environment 3. This one's more prettier. I don't know if I should use it though. And I'm speaking incorrectly again. But a little about me. I am working on fighting my symptoms with Asperger's while I'm doing this. So that's why I keep saying things wrong and stuff. I think she needs plants in here and curtains. Those aren't large enough to go around it, but it would be cool if the Melrose windows were the same size. Be awesome. What does this do? Don't fit. No. Those don't fit either. Here we go. This is an enormous suite. Okay. Plants. The royalty mod does come with a poison apple. It will kill your sim if you give it to them. I haven't tried it yet, but I've seen someone use it. I think it's 3 a.m. here. Um, Pretty stone planters. Imagine these are juniper bushes because that would have been easy to come by. So boost the look of the room really nicely. I'm not sure if I want those. Not that either. I'm not sure if I want to use this either. I don't know what to put in here. That's a problem with having such a large suite. You just don't know what goes in here. Well, a jewelry cabinet, duh. Let's sort out the Crystal Creations pack. Show all. There we go. Now the room's a little more full. This fern can go over here. Display box can go here. And I think this room is pretty much finished. Probably just need some artwork above the jewelry box. Now, if this is a painted plaster wall or a tapestry wall, you could put holes in it, but I think things were hung from above normally from the ceiling. I'd never actually been to a castle before, but I think that the one manor house I've been to, it had beams kind of close to the wall. So that would allow them to put nails in the beams, I guess, or maybe just buy them. But I'm not really sure how that works. Um I've seen people hang heavy works of art in an old manor house before on television, and it's a lot of work. Okay. So we need, and you wouldn't want a carpet in here because this sort of announces you. This is the private entrance, private front entrance. And we'll put some stone in here. It'll be marble. And to see what I'm doing, probably need Marjorie chandelier. It's not fancy enough. A little too rustic. I think the life and death one's my best friend right now. Okay, Tridonian bathtub. And pretty much gonna make all the bathrooms samies because I don't want them to differ too much. This, however, I might have already used. It's the nostalgia washstand. It has a porcelain bowl that's painted with a water jug, just like you would see in olden times, and it's beautiful. Comes in different swatches. I don't know, I guess I could use this. Gorgeous. Would not need two of them. Let's see. There's the darker swatch that matches the toilet. And the swatch that I need for this, there, that matches. See how it's kind of cracked a little bit? It's not perfect. It makes it look cool. Okay, so we need probably some decorations. I can't remember what pack has the really cool cabinets for really cool cabinets. Here's a bath curtain. Now, if you're wondering why this is in my save file, bath curtains are very historically accurate, and there's somebody that tested this and said what they do is they actually trap the heat very effectively. And I thought this was cool, so I grabbed it, but the bathtub unfortunately doesn't seem to fit very well in it. And it doesn't make sense for this bathroom, so I don't think I can use it. This is Tiny Traveler's Canopy. It's a bed canopy for your toddlers. But I thought I could use it as a bath canopy, but I don't think so. Um, how do I fill up this space? Well, pretty sure she could use a shower in here. I'm gonna build some walls. Make the shower area more private. I don't know if I want that. Oh, and for any of you still on the fence on whether to buy the bowling pack, it comes with this amazing stone that you can use for anything. Probably sound like a broken record. Okay, so I'm about to sneeze. Oh, okay. I do think mirrors are important for your Sims, so I do want to put at least a couple of them around. I probably won't do that here in the bathroom though, just because medieval wall torchlight. I don't remember who that came from, but I'm gonna use one that's more labeled. Might write flaming wall trophy. Adds a 1 to the environments by the Gem07 by Mod the Sims. And I'll add that here. A pretty cool view. I don't know, these frilly curtains don't really go in here. Too girly for this room, you know? There. And we just say she shuts the curtains, the maid does when she comes in here to use the restroom, to bathe, whatever she needs to do. I'm thinking I need to put a gothic column. In gray right here. And Probably another circular rug. If I can find the ones I had. I have this one that's not circular, obviously, but it's pretty neat. If I make it small enough, will it work? It does look pretty interesting. And back it away from the fireplace. You always want to make sure there's one tile difference, you know? Okay. This is a Sam 2 triptych. Oh my goodness, it goes gorgeous in here. Classical Ladies Triptych, one sellable Sam 2's 963. It gives the environment a 10 gain and it's inspiring decor too. This is extremely tempting, but it's a CurseForge exclusive. But I do recommend it because it gives a huge boost to the environment that your sim is in. I think I want to put that there too. And I think I want to put one right here. That's better. See what that did over here. Oh, it fixed it. Okay. We want this to go here, I think. And this to go here. You know that what I just realized? We can fit this in here. That's awesome. And fit this in here. And fit this in here. Okay, so it's pretty minimally decorated compared to what I would like it to be, but it's nice. So I think I'm just going to move on to the next thing. I do need a chandelier or something in the entryway though. I'll use these torches again. And I'm gonna sort out the castle pack. The hallways in here are pretty generous, I think. Okay, for the nanny's room or butler suite. I think this should be for the butler, but yeah, the butler. Okay. Convert. We're just gonna put a decent bed in here. This is a closet. This is a bathroom. They have a really nice view of the stables. Let me check how long my video is. I'll be ending this video pretty soon, but I will get the castle posted, and I've explained some of the CC, so it might make it easier on you if you want to download it. And some tricks and tips were in the build video. Um, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to catch up by staying quiet and try to get some of this built. I mean, furnished. at my limit. I try to keep it down to 2 hours and I'm 15 minutes over already. So I'll be stopping this recording, but I showed you as much as I could. I will have this lot loaded on the gallery. You want another look on the outside of it from a nighttime view. That is the castle there. I kind of want to take a couple pictures. And pictures with my phone. Oh, it's 6 a.m. already. Okay, 7. Yeah. So I'm going to be stopping this recording. So I'll see you and bye bye.